Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Malin Havefjell and usually you actually hear me speaking about taxes and bookkeeping in Swedish, but I've got a lot of questions from you who doesn't have Swedish as your first language but still want to be able to run a company in Sweden and do the right things. So you also can pay the right taxes and do the correct bookkeeping. So this is my contribution to you, and hopefully it will help you in your company life here in Sweden. So in this video we will talk about the two main corporate forms. There are actually more you can have run your company in here in Sweden, but I will talk about the two main ones, and that is sole trader and limited company. Sole trader in Swedish, that is enskild firma, or actually if you're searching or googling the tax agency's website, that is called enskild näringsverksamhet, but if you're talking to a Swedish person they will say enskild firma. So sole trader, that is when you are it's only you who run the company. And then you also have the limited company, and that's called aktiebolag in Swedish. And the main different things about this is that as a sole trader you are one person who run the company, and as a limited company you can be one or more people running the company together. So the first thing when you are trying to figure out what kind of company I want to run, start by thinking, okay, will I do it by myself or will I do it together with others? If you're doing it together with others, then you will run your company as a limited company, is my suggestion. But if you're running it by yourself, then you can choose between these two. And as a sole trader, you have a personal responsibility to what you do in your company. It's your responsibility that you pay taxes and the fees that comes with the income that you have earned. As a limited company, it is the company that is responsible for all these things, and for it to be able to be responsible, you can say you have to at least have 25,000 Swedish kronor in the company. So that is like the base limit of money the company has to have before you can even start it. And this is because the company is responsible. So people who want to sign deals with your company, and so they need to know that there are something more behind the company than just the name, and the money is one part that is that thing. So as a sole trader, you're personally responsible. As a limited company, it is the company who is responsible for all the deals and taxes and fees that you have to pay, and that is the safety for that is the 25,000 Swedish kronor. You can have more if you want to, of course, but that is the least you need to have. And a sole trader pay income tax on what you earn. The limited company pay corporate tax. But if you want to take out money from your limited company, you have to do it as a salary, and then you pay income tax on that salary. Or you can do a stock dividend, and that is when once a year you can do this. Usually you only do it once a year because there are lots of paperwork with that one. And for that one, you as a personal pay the capital tax for that income. You also pay social security fees on your income. You pay that as a sole trader, and when you get yourself a salary from your limited company, the limited company pays the social security fee. So I know there are lots of people saying, oh, do run a limited company because there are you don't pay as much tax then. Well, it depends on when you start to calculate, because the sole trader, well, yes, it pays the income tax and social security fee on the revenue that you have earned, all the things you earn, and the limited company pays first the corporate tax on the revenue. And that is smaller than the income tax for the sole trader, but if you actually want to withdraw money from your company, then you have to pay tax on how you do that withdrawal. So in the end, if you're running a service company and you're not earning more than just say 500,000 Swedish kronor, then I would say, and I know this is controversial in a way because I know there are lots of people out there who doesn't agree with me, but I say this anyway, because if you run a service company that you sell yourself, that you sell your services to others, and you're not earning more than, let's say, 500,000 Swedish kronor every year, then it's actually just more paperwork for you if you run it as a limited company. It's good to have a limited company if you want to have lots of employees. If your goal is to be a big company further in the future. But if your goal with your company is just to, well, I sell my service and I want to earn money so I can pay my food and the rent for my house and live a good life personally, then it actually is just more administration for you if you're running it as a limited company and you're not earning all this, well, 1 million Swedish kronor every year. So I know this is controversial, but it is that way because the society wants everybody to have a goal with their company that they will start to employ people, because that is good for society. So keep that in mind when you decide. And another thing that I see a lot when I talk to other people who are running companies, and maybe they have started a limited company and they don't know the rules around this limited company because I have earned money, I withdraw that money, I need that money now. That you can only do as a sole trader. You can withdraw money whenever you want to. So that is actually one up for the sole trader, I would say, depending on how many people I have talked with that runs small companies, because it's easier to have this, okay, I can withdraw money now, I can put in money, the company needs money now from me, and I can, it's easier. You can lend money in an easy way to yourself as when you run your company as a sole trader. When you run your company as a limited company, you need to always see that you have the paperwork clear before you do this. If you lend your company money from yourself, you need to have papers on that, and you can't just withdraw money. If you have lent your company, limited company money, you can't just go there and, okay, I withdraw that money because I put that in when I started. No, you need to have the paperwork clear, because you can only withdraw money for your personal use as a salary or as a stock dividend. So this is really important to understand the main difference here. As a sole trader, you also do a financial statement every year, and that you keep for you. You don't need to send it in to anyone, because this is just for your own sake and your booking. You actually have to do it, but you don't need to send it in to someone. A limited company need to do an annual report every year, and that you file to Bolagsverket. And the sole trader also do the income tax return every year, and that you file to the tax agency Skatteverket. And the limited company also do the income tax return and file it to Skatteverket. The sole trader here is actually, okay, now I'm good. And the limited company also need to do an annual meeting of shareholders also. So you see, there are more administration running a limited company than there is to run as a sole trader. So sit down, think, okay, how do I want to run my company? What do I need from my company? And what are my goals for my company? Where do I see myself in 3 years or so? And with that in mind, it's easier for you to choose what kind of company, corporate form you will run your company in. yeah, and I will also say this annual meeting of shareholders, it's for your sake, so that you keep for you. You don't need to send it in to anyone. So there also are some difference between the sole trader and the limited company, because the sole trader, you have your annual year, your financial year, it's the calendar year. You can't choose when you want it to start or end. It always starts 1st of January and ends at the last of December. So New Year's Eve, that's your break between the financial years. If you run your company as a limited company, you can choose. And this is actually good if you have your high season at New Year's. Maybe you don't want to do all that administration work around there in the beginning, in the winter. Maybe you have less things to do during summer, and perhaps it's better for you then to choose to have a financial year that starts and ends during the summer. So think about that too. So, do you still think, what do I need to do, and how do I register my company? Look at my website, www.havefjall.se, and there, maybe when you see this, it's already published, or maybe it will soon be published on my website, and there you can see and a longer lecture about how to register a company in Sweden. It is an maybe half an hour lecture about what you do when you register your company in Sweden. It's one that I usually did when I worked at the tax agency here in Sweden, and we went out to talk with startups, and so I have turned that information into a lecture that you can see and at my website, so www.havefjall.se. Maybe when you see this, it isn't published yet, but then you go back and look again in a couple of days, then it will be there. If you need to get more information, advice, or need help with this, of course you can contact me and book a meeting, and you do that by typing me an email, and you do that at företagshjälpen@havefjall.se. So, and then we can meet in person, or well, through the screens like this, and I can help you further with your company here in Sweden. Please subscribe to my channel and press a thumbs up if you think this was a good video, and also send me a message what you want me to do more videos about, and I will put that in my planning as well. So thank you for now, and I look forward to see you soon again. Bye bye.